So today I thought that we can go over this Bhuta Shuddhi and Chitta Shuddhi, what it really encompasses. So I will start with what is the meaning of Bhuta Shuddhi. So Bhuta Shuddhi has two parts. One is Anusthana, and another one is this Punasharana. That is Purascharana. So these are the two things which are required for Bhuta Shuddhi. And then the bhutas, there are five elements. So the pushpa samarpana is akasha, the sugandha samarpana is vayu, deepalankara is agni, phala udaka are apo, gandhalepana ityadi is the prithvi element. So this is what the bhutas are. Now, in general, every human being or any being from animal to anything, they're associated or they recognize themselves with Prithvi because it is solid. So we would like something secure, something solid. And cleansing the apo is not easy because it flows. So the only thing you can do is to invoke the fire, that is the Agni. So there are two kinds of Agni. One is a Bhuta Agni and one is the Pachaka Agni. Pachaka Agni is what digests the food. Bhuta Agni is the inner mental sheath that keeps on eating. And that is where this purification is required. So what you generally do is to purify using the Agni. So we have Homa and all that. So I will come to that in a moment, that what it would involve. And you cannot hold on to Vayu because it's very difficult, it moves fast and you cannot even recognize that this is Vayu. Only some people were able to do it. And historically, Madhvacharya is the only person who has been able to understand the Vayu or purify through the Vayu. He was able to purify all the other elements. And then the Akasha is impossible. So what we basically end up is four elements. That is Vayu, Agni, Apo, Prithvi. In the tradition, we use fire and water. So Udaka and the Agni, these are the two things which are used. So for Achamana and all that, that is what gets into it. So how do we get into the Bhuta Shuddhi is first is Japa. So you recite some nama, some Devar nama or whatever, or some mantra. Actually, it should be mantra, can be a Bija mantra, but that Bija mantra has to be initiated by a qualified guru, otherwise, that mantra will not open up. So you have to then utter a generic mantra, but whatever the person has to do japa. Once you do japa, it heats up, the body heats up, so you have brought in the Agni in by extensively contemplating on that. So once the japa is in a way taken up, you have cleansed your mind to a certain extent on Akasha and Vayu, because japa will create that vibrations. So it is Akasha and Vayu. Then start with oblation through Homa, then Tarpana, then Marjana, and last one is Bhojana. So Tarpana is oblation offered through water, and Marjana is that same water is put across the body as you start sprinkling that water, because then the Apo element will get touched with all the four elements and then, all the three elements, and then gets purified. So this is the basis with which this is done. So from the japa, what we do, let us say we do 10,000 some nama, then you offer oblation of 10% of that, that is 1,000 into the homa. Then you do the tarpana using apo for next 10%, and then marjana for the body purification, that is Prithvi, that's the next 10%, and Bhojana, that is you offer the Naivedyam and all that to the deities whom you have asked them to come. Now, before we do this Bhuta Shuddhi, you should have one deity in your mind. We cannot have many photographs and many deities and going from one to another. So if I am a devotee of Shiva, then I don't have to do anything more than Shiva. If I am a devotee of Vishnu, then I don't have to take any avatars of Vishnu. Or if I am a devotee of Saraswati, then I am a devotee only of Saraswati, nothing else. And I need to establish this in 21 days by consistently purifying the mind and establishing Saraswati or Vishnu or Shiva or whatever we take as an object, and then get into the Savikalpa Samadhi in 21 days. After the Savikalpa Samadhi is done, then we start with this process of Bhuta Shuddhi by Japa, Homa, Tarpana, Marjana, Bhojana. So this is the process with which it is done. Then we need to have Anusthana. So Anusthana means a way of mind which is purified to do certain things and not to do certain things. So the minimum amount of japa to perfect that mantra is called as Anusthana. So the way it has to be uttered and all of that is part of the Anusthana. And the Puruscharana is made out of 3 of such Anusthana, and the rules for that is, number 1 is the sthana, that is the location, samaya, time, sankhya is the number, samagri is the material for worship, and samyama, complete control of all the 5 senses and more so with the genitals. So this is what a person needs to be doing in order to make that mantra work for him or her. So the Puruscharana cannot be mastered without having the niyama. So we have the niyama of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Almost on similar lines it is. So now you have to have the shaucha, the mental, the vocal, and the bodily purity. So you require snana. So when a person goes to bath, he has to purify his mind, he has to purify his speech, and he has to purify his body. So saucha, santosha is whatever has been given to that person at that point in time. Again, kaya, vacha, manasa. Then the third one is tapas. So he has to sit in a place and establish the sthana, samaya, sankhya, samagri, samyama. He has to establish that. A 5S has to be done. Then once he has done it, he is into sthapana. So he has established it. So japa, then after that swadhyaya, that is swa adhyaya. That means that now he has to refer to the books or the Upanishad or the Vedas or whatever he is having belief with, or Bhagavad Gita or whatever Acharya he is following. He is following Shankaracharya or he is following Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, whichever Acharya he is following, he is completely surrendered to that person. He doesn't have anything other than that person. That means he is not going to look at what Madhvacharya spoke about or what Ramanuja spoke about, because that is not required. He is supposed to be a Shankara. Or if he is a Madhva, he is supposed to be in Madhva. He is not supposed to look at other 2 or whatever it is. The more he does that, the sthapana will not be there. That means he is not. So whatever that has to happen, he has to create the sthapana. Without that, nothing will work. So basically, he has to establish the Puruscharana completely, and then Anusthana should be there. Like that, the final one is Ishvara Pranidhana. For now, whatever he has done so far, now he sees Ishvara in everything, so he drops everything ultimately. So then his bhuta is completely purified. All the five bhutas are purified. So this is the thing about the Bhuta Shuddhi in a very short essence, if I were to say. And there are certain coverings on the Atma. So there are three coverings which happen. One is the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Six, taste, that is Madhura, Lavana, Katu, Tikta, Amala, Kashaya. And there are five elements which we already seen. So three gunas are everywhere, and we are made out of it just like we are made out of five elements. So sattva is the amrita element and the tamas is the visha element, and they both mingle each other and create a neutral substance, which sometimes we like it, sometimes we don't like it. Okay. And we have the rajas, which bridges between the sattva and tamas. So wherever it flows, it flows. If the rajas were to flow on the tamas, it becomes rajotamas. If it is flowing on sattva, it becomes rajosattva. And then it moves along with it, and this is called as Shakti because it has the power to move. And Shiva is something which is non moving. So, this moving to non moving has to happen. So, sometimes we can consider it as ego, ahankara as Shakti, or a divine power called as Shakti, but ultimately it has to merge with Shiva. And because it is moving and everything is happening, it has its own identity. And because it has identity, it cannot meet Shiva. And due to that reason, it is always in Maya, delusion. Now we are associated or occupied all the time with the taste in everything we do. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch, all of these have taste. So we want madhura, sweet. It is made out of earth and water. But a normal human being doesn't know. He thinks earth element and water element he cannot identify, so he identifies it as sweet. And his greed will attach to that sweet. Then comes sour, which is amla, earth and fire element. Then salty, lavana, water and fire element. Pungent, this is katu, fire and air element. Bitter is the tikta, which is air and ether element or space element. And then astringent is kashaya, which is air and earth element. So basically, every human being worth the name is associated with the five elements, but he doesn't know he's associated with five elements. He is associated with the taste. So all that we are doing is that in search of taste. And when we don't get the taste, we get fear, bhaya. So all that we are trying to do is to come out of that bhaya, which is what the devotion is all about. Once we are devoted, once we are knowing what needs to be done, then the bhaya will automatically go away. So this is what we need to be doing on the Bhuta Shuddhi. Any questions before we move into the Chitta Shuddhi?
You have poured so much of information, everything is important. Actually, I wanted, you have any book or something? So that, what you were talking, I have understood, but that remembering was not able to do it. It was a great thing, which I was really looking for since very long for this. Bhuta Shuddhi.
Now the book will be difficult.
Because it's not available anywhere. I didn't hear this. Such a beautiful thing.
So I was telling my wife that why we don't establish this purity. Japa doesn't work, or the mantra siddhi doesn't work, because we are split up between so many different things.
Yeah, see, here you asked us to break all this one and say that this is not you. But when you go through this process, it's easy to break it. See, whatever we are doing like a ritual, now it has become a very, very spiritual.
Correct.
That is the reason I have so much of interest in this, because this will definitely make my life much more comfortable in my day-to-day, what I do, ritual plus little bit of spiritual. Now spirituality will just go up for the same thing.
True.
Whatever I do, I should do it with the focus of these things.
Correct.
Especially Panchabhutas and then Shuddhis, then that 6 tastes. I was just connected with them. I started taking notes, whatever you are talking, but I lost because of the speed.
No, don't worry. I'm actually recording this, so I will share the YouTube link.
Okay.
So,
one question. So, without getting initiated by a guru, you cannot do a Bhuta Shuddhi by yourself.
no, not possible.
Hmm.
Your mind will become calm, that's all. You will not be able to do the Shuddhi.
Okay.
Like in the case... sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like in the case of Sri Hari, he got initiated, right? So, and also in the case of Joshi, he has got initiated. So, without initiation into that parampara and teaching him how to do the Bhuta Shuddhi as a concept itself, nobody can understand. Forget about doing it. Yeah,
see the people, they do, one is that Sanjavana, other thing is Nitya Puja, one more thing is temple puja.
Correct.
All this, they are practically using this technique. Only thing is they may not have awareness, right?
Yes, they don't have awareness. In that case, what happens, but is that you don't purify the element. Without purifying the element, you cannot get liberated.
That is true.
So, whatever we are doing as rituals, stay as ritual. Even though I am uttering a mantra or I am doing whatever, it doesn't create a siddhi. There is no siddhi. See, all these mantras have to create a siddhi.
Yeah.
Then only you are called as a Siddha Purusha. If there is no siddhi, then what is the point in doing it?
Correct. Even we do any, say, prayers or something, when you do with the full attention, we can see the something change happens within ourselves. If you do it just for the sake of doing it, that means two things at a time. In the puja room, you are sitting and you are listening somebody talking outside. It is just waste of time. But with this Shuddhi technique, even people talk outside, you know that how to focus fully into this Panchabhutas and make all these things cleansing work. And then you can be in and meditate. Fully agree.
Now what happens is, why the other people were able to see Rama or Krishna or Anjaneya or whatever in their thoughts or in their mind is because of the Bhuta Shuddhi. So now what happens is, the bhojana, what you offer to the God, you don't eat it, you will first offer to the God. So when I give that Naivedya, I offer him fully. So I have done it as a Ishvara Pranidhana. So I offer myself to the deity. So if I am worshipping Rama, let us say, then I am at the lotus feet of Rama. I don't have anybody else other than Rama. So I don't even consider Anjaneya or whatever, even though he's a bhakta of Rama. For me, Rama is everything. So if you look at Tulsidas, that's what he did. If you look at Mirabai, and she was doing only with Krishna, there might be other 100 gods, but that doesn't really matter. All that matters to her is Krishna, and he is there everywhere. So we need to create that system that you are seeing that God everywhere, while you are in toilet, while you are bathing, while you are eating, while you are sleeping, while you are doing whatever you are doing. So that becomes Savikalpa Samadhi.
Yes.
But that we are not doing it at all. We are not. And another unfortunate thing is that our puja room is filled with 100 different gods. So you don't.
Yes.
So we don't have any faith in any god at all. Actually, to be honest, we are trading. So the mantra will not work. So whatever bhakti we have is called as is something Kalu Bhakti, meaning to say that it doesn't have any purity in that. It is completely tainted. So the Bhakti is the belief, and we don't have belief in the first place. So we are doing it because we have to do it. It's not that we are doing it because I've seen the God and that deity in my mind and hence I'm doing it. If I were to get, let us say, Ganesha, and I'm able to interact with him, then what would happen? I'm always in the divinity of Ganesha. Like what Ramksha Paramahamsa did. He was with Kali. So all his life he was with Kali. So he never saw anything other than Kali.
So in this condition, for example, if I have a belief, for example, Ramakrishna had a belief in Kali and he reached the deepest bhakti, and from there Savikalpa Samadhi, then Nirvikalpa Samadhi he reached.
Correct.
And his Shishya Vivekananda, he believed his guru of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and he also, through Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's advice, he has done something good work for the society, for the world, and then he also left through Savikalpa and Nirvikalpa.
Correct.
Now, if I believe, for example, say anyone, soul, it can be anything, can I also reach same stage, or do I need to believe only in something called God, say Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara,
No,
or
you don't
any
have
this
to.
kind of
No,
things?
the Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, or whatever gods you have, that is already inside you.
Yes.
To open that up, you require a deity. So when we go by the Bhuta Shuddhi route, you require a deity to open that up. Otherwise, you cannot self-open it.
Hmm.
So what Shankara did was to do a total opposite direction of the Bhuta Shuddhi, what was done, saying that no, every human being has the ability to open it by himself.
Hmm.
And that is the reason he was called as Prachanna Buddha, because he was doing something which is not there in the Hindu literature at all.
Hmm.
So the thing is that you require a deity. So ultimately he established a deity of Sharada and so many other things, saying that yes, it is correct that you require it. So without having a deity, without having a person whom you can establish in your heart, how can you see something which you cannot even experience it?
Can I say like this? See, I can have my own guru, maybe Shankaracharya or Madhvacharya, one, that's one level. And then through them, I will achieve this Bhuta Shuddhi. Then can I enter that Brahman stage?
Yes, you can. So you have to follow Viveka Chudamani to tooth and nail
Ah.
and not do anything at all. You do as per what it says.
Okay, now one more question there. This is what we have seen. These people maybe incarnation something and they left. Now, if I say I don't know Rama and Mahabharata, say Rama is there. Can I go through Rama's route? Like Shabari, she got moksha because of her deepest bhakti. Now I understand after this. She has done a Bhuta Shuddhi. She has achieved that. Can I keep that deity as Rama?
Yes, you can keep any deity you want, but you have to be literally devoted to that deity.
Okay.
To an
See,
extent.
and one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in my family god is Durga, for
Correct.
example.
Correct.
Durga is a family god. It has come, and anywhere you see Durga temple and Durga Puja and all that. And from the childhood you like it. Can I say, even today I do that. Can I say that is useful to me, or is
yes,
there?
It is.
Is there something different for me? How to identify what is really working for me?
If it is vibrating with Durga,
Yeah.
in your heart, you are able to establish Durga. That means you can just follow her, because she is again a Shakti.
Yes.
So you don't have to go by the male god route, you can go by the female god route.
Hmm.
So, but for you, everything should be Durga. When you see wife, it is not wife, it is Durga. If you see daughter, it is not your daughter, it is Durga.
Right now what we do approach. For example, my that village god is Subramanya Kartikeya. We are attached to him also equally. We are also attached to our family god Durga, both equally we attach.
It is not
Plus
possible.
we have our sthala place called Naga. Naga is there. I have shown you that.
Correct, you have shown me.
So that also we do it. And now, is it a confusion, or should I leave other two and go with only one?
You see, the thing is that you should have devotion to one. It is like saying that, can I have three parents? How it is possible?
Okay, you keep one as superior.
You always have to make one as a superior and other two inferior, or you have to go by only one. See, the thing is that it is this way, but you have a fear, bhaya. You have a bhaya. Let us say, if you don't pray Subramanya and only pray Durga, now Subramanya will get angry. Right? So that might be there.
Yeah.
Or Naga will get angry. So if you have something like that, then the Bhuta Shuddhi can never happen.
So in that case, can I say like this? I have to see in Subramanya also Durga,
Correct.
Naga also Durga only.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay, good. I got answer. Yes. Now today's your session makes a lot of practical difference in our thinking and action daily.
Yeah, no problem.
Good explanation.
So this is what Bhuta is all about. Shri Hari, you want to add something because you have experienced yourself?
No, nothing to add. It is well explained. Well described.
Okay. So if that is done, shall we move or shall we discuss on the same one?
Anybody can discuss. I'm interested to hear this. If anybody interested, otherwise we can go to next.
So for Bhuta Shuddhi, we need a deity. So any deity you can choose. And you have to initiate the mantra of that deity by somebody. And then only you can do it.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
that's what, and you have to establish, I'm just summarizing what I heard.
Correct.
So then you have to establish the deity by 21 days of this mantra chanting, and then you do all that kind of process of Bhuta Shuddhi.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And this is the same thing which has been done in the temples.
Correct.
And they keep doing this Bhuta Shuddhi.
Correct.
This puja and all that, the fire, water, flower, all that.
Correct.
So it is all, and with Naivedya, everything. So it is all Bhuta Shuddhi they are doing.
Correct.
Isn't it?
Yes. And when we do that, Lata, when we offer incense, let us say
Yes.
we offer pushpa, whichever that pushpa is, and your name is Lata. So you are the actually a creeper. So you are creeping on a tree. The tree is the Purusha and the Prakriti is the creeper. So when you were to offer the pushpa, whichever temple you go, you are offering yourself. If that Akasha is taken care, the remaining things will start happening because you will lose your identity called Lata. Because now you see yourself as a creeper creeping on a tree. So where is Lata? There is no Lata. So this is how you are coming out of your identity. Same thing with Bhatt or all of our names. Bhuta Shuddhi will remove the name and form. This is the way of doing it using Bhuta Shuddhi. Ultimately, the name and form has to go and only consciousness has to stay. Now, the problem we have is we are so fixed upon this Prithvi Dhatu. We don't want to give it up. So we feel that I am Prithvi. So we keep on creating name and forms to hold that Prithvi. So we get rebirth. Now what we are trying to do is to let go of it. But letting go of Prithvi is impossible. Standing on Prithvi, letting go of Prithvi is not possible. Standing on Apo and giving up Apo is not possible. So only thing which Vedas found out is that you can use the fire to appease the god by offering. Because in fire you can offer both dirt and good things and it will burn. So that is the reason we have extensive rituals of fire and we pray the sun. That is the reason why we have this Sandhya Vandana, basically.
All this Bhuta Shuddhi, that is because externally we are taking items and then doing it, but all this we can do it inside our body also.
Inside is what we are supposed to do through external.
Yeah. No, even without any external fire.
Yes. No. The idea is to do internally, but you start with external because you are not used to it.
Yeah.
So this is the complicated thing of Bhuta Shuddhi, but one who masters Bhuta Shuddhi will get liberated completely.
Yeah, same as I think Sadhguru, he is a master in it, looks like.
Yes, he's been doing that. So he has created Mantra Siddhi. And that's the reason people flock around him.
Mm-hmm. So when you say some mantra and then you feel an energy around it, so does it mean that it is having some effect?
Yes. It is started to show it effect. Every mantra will show some effect. Like you were uttering that Sri Gurum Paramanandam Upadeshtaram Ishwaram. So it starts working.
Correct.
So if it starts working means there is some kind of this cleanliness started to happen.
Okay. And each mantra will have, and each mantra, each deity will have a different energy signature.
Yes. Each energy is different. Each way of offering to that deity is different. So you have to do the mundana. Mundana means you cut yourself and give it to the deity. So you have to cut your ego and give it to that deity.
That means surrender to the deity.
Surrender to the deity. So so the ego is surrendered. So this is the way of doing it.
Okay.
Good to go. Okay.
Yeah, we can go.
If you follow this the mantra, one is say, for example, deity Durga is there. Now you are having a lot of mantras around Durga, and then you have Purusha Sukta, and Purusha Sukta has got mantra. Generally, we use both every day basis. So here the Durga is at a deity, and Purusha is Brahman, right?
Correct.
In our understanding.
Correct.
So when we are chanting this mantra, it should go. What is the order of mantra? See, initially Sandhyandanam is the Shuddhi. I have understood. Then if you are doing this sukta, first is sukta and then Purusha Sukta, or Purusha Sukta and then this sukta. What's the order of Shuddhi?
No, it is not like that. You should not have Purusha Sukta, Sri Sukta, and Narayana Sukta unless you have seen the deity.
First is Durga, that sukta. Then you are going to Purusha Sukta.
You should have seen the deity. You should have experienced the deity.
In your manas, if you are able to feel that deity, then only you can chant suktas. Huh?
Yes. Unless you see
even,
the deity.
Even see any if you say any suktas, first you have dhyanam. During the dhyana time, you are invoking that within you.
Correct, but it is correct. We are doing all of that, but we are not seeing them, right?
Seeing means when?
They should come in front of you.
For any human being, when he should chant these mantras?
After he sees the deity, he is calling.
But how do you know that? When is he calling?
No, he's calling, right? See, when he's doing this marjana, tarpana and all that, and ultimately he calls the bhojana, right?
Yes.
So for 21 days he's doing it continuously, calling the god. The Ishta Devata. Then the Ishta Devata will come and say, Vatsa, what do you want? So I want to see your full form. Then you start with Purusha Sukta.
Oh, you do this Bhuta Shuddhi for 21 days, and whenever that deity calls, that time you chant Purusha Sukta. Same thing with even Durga Sukta also, right? Whenever the deity comes.
Yeah, for the deity only you are doing this whatever the Durga mantra you are uttering to call that Durga. See, first that has to get established. So
that 21 days is for establishing that Durga.
Yes.
After that only you can do the
No,
Purusha Sukta.
after 21 days she has to come and meet you.
Yes.
After you see that Durga, if she doesn't come, then again you have to do 21 days. So 21, keep on doing till you see her.
Oh, okay.
21 days is the max. 7 into 3. So 21. Okay, now she comes in 21. When she comes in 21, you prostrate and you say, okay, Amma, I wanted to see you, now you have come. Then why don't you establish in me? She says, I have already established in you. You tell me what you want. Then you have turned divine.
That is called a vrita. So when you go to Shabarimala, you do vrita, something same,
yes,
right?
Yes, same. There is no difference. All for Bhuta only. Now she will bless you. Okay, my child, I will give you the knowledge.
How people get that experience, whether she's established or not? Is it she's coming through, say, your dreams? Or
yes, generally you get dream. Generally, or somebody will come to your home asking for alms, food, or some animal will come, or somebody will come.
Oh, you get that feel at that time.
And you will be able to see that it is the mother who has come in that form.
Uh-huh.
Now, when you offer the food to her, instead of eating, she becomes that being.
She can come through any rupa.
Yes, she can come through any rupa. So the rupa,
including dog. That's
it can be anything. It can be mice,
Yes.
dog, lizard, whatever is a. So now somebody will say, "Watch, I'm doing this in this. Lizard has come. Now it's gone. That is gone. Finished. So you have lost because you could not understand the bhuta. So your bhuta is not purified. Shuddhi has not happened. Now again you start from the beginning.
So you will be looking at all this world during these 21 days as if it is God only. Then everywhere you can see God.
That is the whole idea of doing it. Then you are in Purusha. Then you start with Purusha Sukta. Then your Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Sahasrakshat Sahasrapad will become reality.
Reality.
There is no point in just uttering suktas without really experiencing what the sukta is all about.
So we have taken the Dvaita route today, isn't it?
I have taken what is the Bhuta Shuddhi. I have not gone on the philosophical. All this time we were discussing on philosophy.
Yeah. But it is practical. So
this is practical.
Whatever you have.
Yes.
But this is the way to reach Advaitam finally.
Yes.
Correct.
Now
Correct.
now the deity will get established in you. Once a deity get established in you, there is no difference between you and the deity, right? So you are.
Then you tell me one more thing. See, when Shankaracharya taught this Advaitam, why that Panchayatana Puja system he established?
That is a difficult thing to answer right now. We will be deviating a complete thing. Okay. Because there are a lot of controversies on that. Why he started it? Because he was accused of a lot of things. So he had to bring this. Anyway, so that is beyond what we are talking presently. But whatever it is, whether I believe in Shankara or this person, that doesn't really matter. If I am a Shankara follower, I will exactly follow what Shankara has said. So for me, what are the source? It can be the Dashopanishad, then Brahma Sutra, and then you have Bhagavad Gita. Now I will say I am not qualified enough to understand that. Okay, no problem. Then you start with the Mudgara, which is Bhaja Govindam. Okay, go by 32 verses of Bhaja Govindam and just offer yourself to that. Then I might say, no, I am not that qualified to understand it in a very subtle way. I want a detailed explanation of that. Okay, then you go by Aparoksha Anubhuti way. No, I am not that qualified to understand Aparoksha Anubhuti. Can you give me something more detailed than Aparoksha Anubhuti? Okay, you have got Viveka Chudamani. Okay, now that is not possible to me. I want a Devi Swarupa. Then you have Lalita Sahasranama and Saundarya Lahari and all that. But do remember that when we go to Lalita Sahasranama or with Saundarya Lahari, unless we know what is a mother, people will get stuck there because it looks very weird the way it is explained. So people will get stuck and they keep on reading it, reciting it, doing all kind of, they do 108 times of all of that and doesn't make any sense. You have to do only 21 times japa of whatever you are doing and it should work. You should find the mother coming and standing in front of you, Saundarya Lahari. So let us say there is another example I can give you. We every Friday, I think Padma Shri would be knowing this. Every Friday or whenever the Lakshmi Puja is there, normally the Madhva homes, they say this Lakshmi Shobhane is one. And there is Vadiraja Swami has written a beautiful verse on Lakshmi. Most of the people they put it. So it is called as Shrisha Guna Darpana. Okay, it's a beautiful one. So it explains what is Lakshmi completely. But by the end of that, you should see Lakshmi in front of you. Otherwise, it's of no use because there is no sthapana. It has not got established.
One question. We are talking about Bhuta Shuddhi. So all this will happen only if your mind is pure, no?
Then you are coming to Chitta Shuddhi. That is where the...
That's what I was asking. So unless and until we do Chitta Shuddhi, we cannot come to Bhuta Shuddhi.
Perfect. So that means you have to leave Hinduism. So this is the problem.
Yeah, so that's what you are trying to say. Because when unless and until you can see the deity, only then you can go into the real Bhuta Shuddhi. So you can see the deity only if your mind is pure. So then the question is how the mind gets become pure. It's only by doing this mantras it becomes pure, or you should do something more than that.
That is correct. See, by uttering mantra, it will not. You have to give up yourself. The self has to be thrown away. Then the mantras will start working.
Okay, so then you don't have to do the Chitta Shuddhi related thing. You just
because
you're able to surrender.
You surrender.
Then you should be able.
Correct. From Bhuta Shuddhi, it will automatically purify Chitta totally. Because the deity is helping you, right?
Yeah, correct.
See, what is the difference between Buddha teaching and the Upanishad way of teaching? Upanishad way of teaching says that first you offer yourself to the Bhutas and then you create a deity. And once you create a deity, the deity will help you to actually cleanse the Chitta, because Chitta is not easy to understand. This is one way. Now come to Buddha teaching. Buddha says that leave the elements aside, go and clean the Chitta, the Bhutas will get cleaned by itself. You don't have to do anything. Now you have two approaches. That is the reason Madhvacharya said, it is not easy for a normal Jivi to get this. Please understand, you cannot make everybody Advaiti. Not possible. Everyone is a Dvaita. The duality exists because there is Bheda. And because there is Bheda, you cannot do anything excepting that I am a Jiva, there is some other called as above the Jiva. So I will put myself as an Atma and a Paramatma. I cannot get the Paramatma Swarupa in an Atma. It is impossible. Unless Sri Hari blesses it. It means you have to first go and appease Sri Hari. And then Ramanuja view was that you cannot appease Sri Hari so easily. It is not possible. You have to go through the mother, which is Lakshmi. So you establish Lakshmi in you. She will take you to that rather than the other way around. Father will not take you to the mother. Mother will take you to the father. So we need to establish the mother. So if you've seen, all the saints have established mothers. So this is the root.
Now, why did you say that Hinduism way it will not work in this case? But it is the same thing, right? What you are explaining.
No, it is. What I said is, if you want to have pure Chitta Shuddhi, then you have to leave what you are doing. The Hindu...
Ism you should leave, I agree.
Ism. The ism is all the rituals, what we are doing is the ism, right?
Correct.
Now you have to go by one. Let us say I take...
you are... I think you are trying to say that leave that ism, follow Sanatan Dharma.
Yes, follow what works for you rather than getting hooked onto this or that.
Yeah.
So you have basically two approaches. One is a Chitta Shuddhi way, one is a Bhuta Shuddhi way. Bhuta Shuddhi will lead to Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Shuddhi will lead to Bhuta Shuddhi. It depends on you which one you want to select.
So but this Bhakti will do this Bhuta Shuddhi.
Bhakti is meant for Bhuta Shuddhi only.
Sorry?
Bhakti is meant for Bhuta Shuddhi only.
Okay. And bhakti will lead to Bhuta Shuddhi, and Jnana Marga will lead to Chitta Shuddhi.
Correct. So first we need to have bhakti in that deity. So if you look at Sant Jnaneshwar to Natha tradition, then Aghori tradition, then you have Shankara tradition, you have so many traditions. All of them talk about what? To become a devotee of the God. Correct?
Correct.
Be it ISKCON, be it whatever name it is given, but ultimately it is you have to become a devotee of the God. That means you have to establish that person in you. So you should have complete bhakti. You have to leave everything. Food I am ready to leave. I am ready to leave my wife, ready to leave the samsara, ready to kill myself if required for the deity. Then the deity arrives.
Yeah. You need to have that kind of, what do you say, longing
Yes.
so much.
And that is
And they
what,
also give an example that you put you under the water, you pull your head under the water and you will struggle for breath.
correct.
That way you have to yearn for the thing.
Yes, you have to treat samsara in that way that somebody is pushing you inside water and you're drowning and you want oxygen. So you're asking that God, please help me. But none of us are doing it. We are saying that, oh, so nice, my daughter, my son is doing this, my wife is doing that, and all that.
Yeah, so both has to go together, Bhuta Shuddhi and Chitta Shuddhi,
Exactly.
with Bhakti Marga and Jnana Marga,
Yes.
and then you have to
Yes.
take both together.
Yes. So all Upanishads, all of Bhagavad Gita is about Bhuta Shuddhi and the Chitta Shuddhi, Bhakti Marga and the Jnana Marga going together.
Yeah, correct.
I think the whole 1 hour and we have spent only on this, which is very nice. We didn't.
Yeah, correct. So, see, actually, you will also have to relate to whatever we have learned and whatever
Correct.
we are practicing. It has to somehow come together. Maybe we are not practicing perfectly, but at least we are in the right track.
Now, we are on the track. Absolutely no problem. We are on the track. There is no doubt. But are we established? Have we established ourselves? That is the question. This is what Bhuta Shuddhi is all about.
We are partially established, not fully established.
No, that means it is 0 or 1, right? Either we were established or not established. You can't say partially. We are in a sprint. You can't say we achieved something in the sprint. No, you delivered or you didn't deliver. So that is the reason Shankara used one word, that you should have the urgency.
Last week I was reading this Mankutimana Kagga, and he has explained the same thing in around 10 his Kaggas. I'll just try to read one. ಆಟವೋ ಮಾಟವೋ ಕಾಟವೋ ಲೋಕವಿದು ಊಟ ಉಪಚಾರಗಳ ಬೇಡವೆನ್ನದಿರು ಪಾಠವವು ಮೈಗಿರಲಿ ನೋಟ ತತ್ತದೊಳಿರಲಿ ಪಾಠಿಸು ಸಮನ್ವಯವ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ. One more is ಗೋಳಾಡಲುಂ ಬೇಡ ರೋಲಾಪ್ತಿಯುಂ ಬೇಡ ಬಾಡು ಪರಚೇತನದ ಕೇಳಿ ಎಂದೆನಿಸಿ ಪಾಲಿಗನು ನೀನದರೊಳೆನಿಪಂತೆ ಬಾಳಂತಿರು ಕೇಳಿಯುಂ ಧರ್ಮವೆಲೋ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ. That means this loka, lot of things are happening around you, but you think that everything that either good or bad, both happening is because of that inside there's some power, that power it plays, and that is called Maya. And just see inside the Maya there is one Shakti. That Shakti is nothing but your Brahman.
Correct. That is true.
Anything happens around us, you said 21 days. In 21 days, if you practice, if it comes to you, it is amazing thing.
No, that is how it is done. That is a process. So you find an able guru and you ask him to give the jnana, for which he will say how much bhakti you have, and then he will say to do some things, and then you do it. It doesn't happen in 21 days. So he will be doing for that guru for a long period of time. And once that Shishya is ready, meaning he's able to see that he's destroyed his ego completely, then the Shishya surrenders to the Guru. And from then onwards, he is on the Jnana Marga because his bhutas are purified. Now the Chitta is getting purified. So the deity...
Sometimes it will take lives, right? One life may not happen.
Exactly. But the process is 21 into as many 21s you are going to find. It is like a home quarantine, right? So you have 14 days, then after that another 14 days, another 14 days, like that.
Yeah, but when you asked me to utter that mantra, you asked for 28 days, no?
Correct.
That was different.
I made it as 7 into 4, 28. Looking at...
Why is that?
Because of your sadhana. I thought that in 21 days it is going to manifest for you. I could see that it will manifest in you in 28 days.
Okay.
Like I've told my cousin that what he needs to do, so he is doing something. So I told him that do this for 56 days. It will work for you. So that is the power of intuition. Now if you ask me what made you feel like that, I can't have an answer for that.
I just wanted to know because you gave me the 28 days funda and now you are talking about 21 days. So that's why I asked.
No. The funda here is like this. 7 into 4 is 28. So the peak and the trough is like a menstrual cycle, right? 21 day, 14th day, the egg is released. So 21st day, it will be very much useful. So 14 to 21 days, you can use that energy. Then the energy that egg keeps on dipping down. So then at 28 day, the woman will menstruate. So 28 into 2 becomes 56. So basically what happens is you should get established something in 14 days. That means you should have so much of dedication to do it, which is not possible because like the egg which will get germinated in 14 days, you can also do it in 14 days. And it also depends whether the woman is menstruating or is pre-menopause or menopause and all that. So considering all of that, the days are worked out. So I'm coming to this kind of thing. If you leave everything and be on that deity for 21 days, something or the other you are going to achieve. If that doesn't happen, then again 21, again 21, again 21.
Yeah, I continued for some time and then I stopped. After you asked me to stop, I stopped.
Yeah. You'll get the clarity. See, with the Sri Guru. Sri Hari Paramanandam Upadeshtaram Ishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Pranamamyam. That will give fruit immediately, actually. If somebody were to keep on uttering and observing it, it's like a japa.
Yeah, so I could see that my mind running away. I was telling, right? It's difficult to catch the mind.
Correct.
So that is the reason, that is the sankalpa I had, that I wanted to do that. So it came.
Yes, it will come.
That's good.
Okay, very nice. We are not able to move beyond Bhuta Shuddhi. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's good. So I think we are going a deeper discussion. So it's good.
Yeah, it is very good.
But only 3 of us are talking.
Padma Shri is not talking. Sri Hari is not talking.
No, we are going along with you.
Yeah.
Padma Shri, have you heard that Srisha Gunadarpana?
Srisha Gunadarpana. No, I have not heard.
You have not heard. You please hear.
No.
I'll send the link.
Yeah, Lakshmi Shobhana I heard, but not the Sri Shakunagar.
It's beautiful, actually. If somebody were to...
That is by Vadiraja.
Yes, that is by Vadiraja, and he has written it so nicely because he sees the Lakshmi and he explains every aspect of it.
Okay, I will check that out.
No, don't worry. After this, I'm going to send the link. You can listen.
Okay.
And maybe sometime later we can talk about the actual meaning of that.
Okay.
It starts with Ya Sugandhasya Nasadi Navadvara Kilenaya. So, Navadvara. So, you would experience all the 9 doors. First thing. Because all the bhutas are getting formed in the 9 doors. Ya Sugandhasya Nasadi Navadvara Kilenaya is what he is asking. Duradrashta Sarva Sasyodayartham Ya Karishini Ya Nitya Pushta Sarvangaihi Saundaryadi Gunairapi Ishwari Sarva Bhutanam Tami Hokla Praveshriyam. Now this is a very...
That is already there in this one, Sri Sutta.
Yes, it is there.
Yeah. So it's very good.
So Sugandha is Su plus Gandha. Gandha is smell. And Su means good smell. So when do you get good smell? That's the question I'm asking.
Good smell you will get when that flower is blossoming.
When your mind is pure, your smell is pure.
Yes.
Sugandhasya. Nasa.
Ishwarim. Yeah.
Ishwarim Sarva Bhutanam Tami Ho
Pahvayeshriyam.
Pakvayeshriyam. I used to sing it long time ago. Keep on reciting it. It used to be some time ago. I was mad about all of this.
Yeah, I think initially when you are in the process of a spiritual seeker, you start from here, no? Whatever you learn from
in my
childhood.
Yeah, in my 20 years, I've done all of this. Okay. So we'll take that other one tomorrow then, because it's too...
Yeah.
But we can continue on if you still have something to discuss on this.
Today we got enough amrita to enjoy.
No problem. Yeah, Srihari, I had a question for you. I think you already got all of these jnana from your guru some time ago, right?
Yeah, tell me.
No. I had a question. Is that you would have got this much of information from your guru some time ago? Is what I said.
Yes, definitely. I mean, this information is already explained to me. But only thing is, this 21 days, I'm not aware. What I was told is that to reach each mantra will have its vibration in you.
Correct.
In order to reach to the ultimate, so you have to go step by step. Where if you directly go and do there are Panchadisa mantra and then Shodasi mantra, if I directly start it, it would disturb the mind and then it may go crazy. So I have to establish with a lower range of mantras where I can understand what is the tattva and then go into the depth.
Correct.
Directly, one cannot take the let's say in the case of but was still like Durga mantra, Subramanya mantra, they are totally different. To reach to the Durga mantra, for example, maybe one has to get over to the Subramanya mantra and then go into the Durga. So I think that is way it was explained to me.
No, that is correct. I have no doubt in what they have explained to you. See, now, if like what you said is that Durga mantra is very strong. But in the case of Bhatt, he is from that region because from the childhood he is been introduced to that. For him, it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
But there again, you please correct me if I am wrong, Sri Hari, because you already had one guru who gave you that path. You have to make one deity as yours completely.
We have to make one deity. That deity, there is no deity. It's a Shakti or the
correct Shakti only. See, ultimately,
mother goddess or
correct. You have to make that mother as everything for you.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
That's what. So ultimately, you start with whichever, but ultimately the mother becomes everything for you.
Yeah.
It is also possible to realize that ultimate mother through even our mothers, right?
No, that is very limited. That is very limited. So you have a biological mother, but she has karma. These mothers don't have karma, right?
Correct.
So you have to go with something which doesn't have karma.
If she is liberated, then maybe true, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa.
But she had karma, right?
Yes.
Now in this life she is liberated. That is okay. But she had karma. So first you have to establish with something which is pure.
But one thing, see, I heard somewhere, Pitris, when they go to Pitraloka, they have that, because their one, this Prarabdha karma is over, now they are in that Loka, they can also act like that, right? If you deeply say for our, the departed souls, I'm talking about in our family, there are so many departed souls, senior souls.
Correct.
And whether they liberated or not, unknown, but by thinking that their soul is there somewhere in a place, secure place, through them can we reach is my question. Similar to how we follow our acharyas, can we follow our own parents?
No, our parents. They have karma bandhana still attached, and we don't know what kind of karma bandhana we have. So it is like these black magic people who pick up these.
No, I got your answer also. Suddenly I got. We are only asking their ashirvada, right?
Correct. You are not asking them to take you to another height. Not possible.
Correct. That means when you do any function, first we go and do that, getting the ashirvada of that guru areas.
Correct.
That Nandi star that time.
Correct.
But Vilas, as you said, if we focus on the Bhuta Shuddhi, I think Chitta Shuddi will automatically happen.
Yes, if you do the Bhuta Shuddhi, Chitta Shuddhi will automatically happen. If you do Chitta Shuddhi, Bhuta Shuddhi will automatically happen.
Is it? Both ways true?
Both ways are true. Well, there are two paths to the same ultimate thing. So today I wanted to introduce Bhuta Shuddhi, what we follow, and Chitta Shuddhi, what is followed by Buddha.
Can I say that yoga route is a Chitta Shuddhi? What you explained today is Bhuta Shuddhi through this, I don't know what tradition. Is it Vedic tradition? What you explained today? I don't know what tradition is that.
No, this is a Vedic tradition and a Vedika Vidhi.
Vaidika Vidhi, okay. And Buddha, it is also same, Buddha's teaching, right?
No, Buddha teaching is from Chitta, not from the Bhuta.
Oh, that's like Shankaracharya.
That is the reason Shankara was accused as a Prachanna Buddha.
Yeah, yesterday I have shared with you one this
video. Yes, I saw that.
A video there Ganesh says very clearly, I call Buddha with the Ekavachana because he is God. And I call Shankaracharya as a guru because he was a human being, avatar, and he has done something. So, with the due respect to both, he started putting both their philosophies together, and it was very nice. I liked it.
Yeah, if you see, there won't be any kind of distortion at all between both.
Yeah. Yes.
And Shankara was accused for a long time while he was alive that he was promoting Buddha teaching. Because all the Brahmanas, they will feeling that why is he preaching something which doesn't lead them to what they are doing.
Yeah.
This Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So that is Chitta Shuddi, no?
Patanjali Yoga Sutra is purely Chitta Shuddhi. It encompasses 80-90% of Buddha teaching, but that jump is not there. That jump of what Shankara provides also is not there, actually.
Yeah.
So we spoke about coloring, removal of coloring when we were doing Patanjali, right? And we all were stuck on how to do it. At least in Shankara, the pot and the clay, you can understand something. What is the clay and what is the pot? But you cannot understand the same thing with Patanjali Yoga Sutra.
Yeah. When you are telling about coloring at that time, I have not understood at all.
Correct. That is the Nama
Now
and
I
Rupa.
have some inkling of it. After this mantra which has been done, so some clarity has come.
Correct. So Shankara is much stronger than Patanjali. And if you want to really understand Hinduism like in a very short thing, then you should go to Kapilya Muni, where he will teach you 24 tattvas and one Purusha. He says everything is like this, Purusha and Prakriti, finished. It's called Sankhya.
Sankhya is a jnanam, na, finally.
Everything is jnana only. Everything will lead to jnana. Through bhakti, you go to jnana or you directly go to jnana. Shankara talks only about jnana. He doesn't go on the bhakti route.
Yeah, correct. So what they say is we have ignorance. How can ignorance be removed? Only with knowledge or
Correct.
wisdom.
Correct.
So finally, whichever path you take, you will go to there. And
Yes.
maybe Buddha and Shankaracharya directly jumped there. Maybe they would have done other things in their many other lives. And they were able to jump into that Jnana Marga in directly.
Yes. And all the people cannot jump into jnana. So you require bhakti or you require some tradition because the person is insecure. So the mind will not allow anything to work at all. So we keep on doing the same thing again and again and again, thinking that the result will change. It doesn't. It will
Yeah,
change.
so you will need to have that intellect to understand it.
Correct.
In the way it is supposed to be understood.
Correct. Very true. So then it's not easy. Because the intellect is provided due to our karma. So some people have good intellect, some people have bad intellect. But the jnana will work only on intellect. It will not work on anything else. So then we have to say, I am a Pamara, which is what Padma Shri used to say to me some time ago, I am a Pamara. So you start with Pamara. Keep on praying to the God, boss, I am a Pamara, please help me. Then we have to say Paru Gani So Hariye, then he will come and help you to cross over the river.
Bhavabandhanadinda bedugade.
This is what Bhuta Jnana is all about.
You tell me one thing. Now, is it easy to visualize spirituality, or olden days was better? That Shankaracharya time, after Buddha, during Buddha time. The reason why I'm asking is now, those days they used to do only Agni sacrifice, and then they used to follow more of rituals through Agni and all that. But there was not so much of attachment to this Panchabhutas. Now we are so much attached to the Panchabhutas because of name, money, social status, and all that. And it gives a feel that we cannot compromise, maybe except people like Vilas. This time is easy for spirituality, or those times are easy. But now the plus point is we can get gurus from directly, indirectly, virtually, and so much facilities also available.
No, at
Those
that,
days, maybe one guru for maybe one family, if you are very lucky, you will get it.
no, at that
Can you
time,
just compare and give this statement? What is better? Is it
No.
now is better?
no. At that time also was same. See, if I take my previous birth one experience, it was the same. So I got a lot of praise and laurels and things, wife and children and all that. And I had a guru also. So it doesn't really change a thing. So that time also the same kind of society existed, but not in electronic way or whatever it is, but the same kind of thing was available. See, matter, people are behind matter, Vishaya. That Vishaya is always been there. So one Vishaya or the other. See, the samsara Vishaya consists of 5 things. One thing is the parent. Second thing is the work to be done. Work to be done can be agriculture, this one, that one, scientific invention, studying, all that is the second one. Third one is the laingika sambandha, that is marriage and all that. Fourth one is putra labha or putri labha or whatever it is. Fifth one is integration with the society. These 5 things existed from time immemorial. Now also it has existed. We have more gadgets than what we used to have earlier. But the bhutas were same. It didn't change. It was Prithvi, it didn't become something else in the olden age. It was Prithvi only. So the attachment for senses, attachment for sense object existed even before. It existed, is existing now, and it is going to exist in the future.
So continue prayatna, no big difference.
Absolute no difference. If I take my 1400 years of history of my life, if I were to continue without dying and keep on renewing my body, I would have been seeing so many cultures coming and going, so many innovations coming and going, but all with the 4 elements only, right?
That is true.
So there is no
Maya.
difference. There's only Maya only, ultimately. And that's the reason Shankara says that Maya Mayamidam Akhilam Hitva Brahma Padantvam Pranishya Vinitva. So it has remained the same. Anju, we couldn't go further than the Bhuta Shuddhi. So we couldn't complete the Chitta Shuddi and the Bhuta Shuddhi.
And other thing is, the spirituality is the one step always forward, right? There is nothing called coming backward. Even though do papa and punyam, it goes through your karma and then your phala. But the spiritual attainment is not attached to both of these. It is always one step ahead. If I practice now for say 21 days, it is added to my account as a spiritual account, not like papa punya account.
No, it will not
right?
be. It will not be. So what happens is in next life, you will continue from there.
Correct. I'm asking that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the progress, whatever made, it adds value.
Yeah, absolutely. See,
We are all continuing from where we were left off.
Yeah,
Left
papa and
off.
punya will pull you back. Back means it will distort you in the Maya Loka.
yes, correct. So now it took me, let us say, age of 26, 25 before I got that out of body experience which changed. Then I did not become a saint then and there, right? So it took me from 1995 to somewhere like 2007, 8. That is another 10, 15, 10 plus years to get into further insight. And from 2010 or 11, like that, it went into more detail. Now, in the last 4-5 years, it has extensively improved. Even if I were to compare that after my mother's death, the next day itself, it was even more stronger.
Correct. Detachment.
Yeah. So my mother had to die to make me like this, if I were to take.
Is it 12-year cycle? Is it?
Yeah, supposed to be like that 12-year cycle. So 1995 plus 12 will become like 2007. So then 2007 plus another 12. So correct, 2018. Oh, sorry, 2000.
19.
Yes, yeah. 2019.
Good.
Okay, so it's almost 10. Then let's
Yes.
close and meet
Yeah.
with the Chitta Shuddi tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you then. Yeah,
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you, Lars. Good day.